Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I hope so that you all will be fine. You know that we are on chapter number 2, The Wooden Bowl. This is a very beautiful story. We have completed its reading with understanding and we have done its vocabulary also. And now as you know that we are doing its exercise. Students, you know that we have completed its part A and B. Today we are going to start part C of exercise. This is page number 18. Look at C part. It is learning about language. So the heading of this is verbs. First of all, I will tell you that what verbs are. Do you remember what you learned about verbs? A verb is a doing word. You can also call it the action word. Students, the verb is the most important part of a sentence. Like the engine of a car, it makes the sentence move by telling us what the subject is doing. And students, the one more important thing is that a sentence cannot be completed without a verb. Now take a look of this. An example is given here. Naila screamed when she saw the snake. What did Naila do? She screamed and saw a snake. So the words saw and screamed are verbs. These words tell us what Naila did. Now students, move towards the next one page. This is page number 19. The first one statement is underline the verbs in the following. Students, here a paragraph is given. First of all, I will read it for you. Naila sat beside the road. She read her book and waited for the bus. A boy came past on his bicycle. The wheel of the bicycle hit a stone. The bike fell over. The boy went flying through the air and landed in front of Naila. Catch a bus next time, said Naila. The boy smiled and rubbed his knees. Students, here you have to underline the verbs in the following. As you come to know that verbs are action words, verbs are doing words which tell us that what the subject is doing. So the first one sentence, look here. Naila sat beside the road. What Naila did? She sat. So you have to underline the word sat. She read her book. What she is doing? She read her book. So you have to underline the word read. And waited for the bus. And what she is doing? She also waited for the bus. So waited is also a verb. A boy came past on his bicycle. A boy came past on his bicycle. You have to underline the word came because it is showing the action of the boy that he came. The wheel of the bicycle hit a stone. What happened with the wheel of the bicycle? It hit. So hit is an action word. Hit is a verb. You have to underline hit. The bike fell over. What happened with the bike? The bike fell over. Fell is a verb here. You have to underline this. The boy went flying through the air. What happened with the boy? The boy went flying. Went is a verb. You have to underline the word went. And landed in front of Naila. Landed is also a verb here. Catch a bus next time, said Naila. What Naila did? Naila said. And what she said? Catch a bus next time. Catch and said both are verbs. The boy smiled. What did the boy do? He smiled. Smiled is a verb. And rubbed his knees. And he rubbed his knees. So, smiled and rubbed both are verbs. If you look at these words, students, you will clearly understand that all these words are showing some action of the subjects. So, all the words which are doing words and which shows some action of the subject and which tells what the subject is doing is called a verb. Now look at second part. Choose a verb from the box to complete the following. Use the correct form of the verb and use each verb only once. So students, here some words are given: play, drink, watch, catch, and rest. And you know that there are three forms of verb. So we have to use the verbs according to the sentence and we have to use the right one form. A part, they dash for an hour every afternoon. You have to be very much clear about this, that whenever there is shown an activity, you are habitual of doing that, you have to use present indefinite tense. And you know that when we are using present indefinite tense, we use the first form of verb, and with they we don't make any changes after the verb as we do with he, she, or it, because we add s or es after the verb if there is he, she, or a singular noun. So we use they rest for an hour every afternoon. Look at B part. Jason and Mary dash with their friends in the garden now. What the action is doing right now, we use present continuous tense. So Jason and Mary are playing with their friends in the garden now. Sarah dash a whole glass of milk before going to bed last night. So you know that this is the past tense, that she did some action in the past. So we use the second form of verb. She drank a whole glass of milk before going to bed last night. Look at the D part. She dash television every evening. Students, as I have told you that whenever you are going to explain any habitual work that you do on an everyday basis, you have to use present indefinite tense. And with he, she, or a singular noun, we add s or es after verb. So we use the verb watch here, this one, and we, because she is a subject, so we add es according to the rule. She watches television every evening. Look at E part. Amin dash a cold last week but is better now. You know that something happened with him last week. So we use past tense, and in past tense we use second form of verb. The verb catch will be used here and we will use the second form of verb catch, that is caught. Amin caught a cold last week but is better now. I hope so that this whole exercise is quite clear. Now we move towards the next one part. This is part D. This is an oral activity. Read this list of words aloud. Be careful how you say the words. Students, here spellings are different and a little bit pronunciation is also different. So you have to pronounce these words in a very appropriate way. Look at the first one. It is A part. The first one word is cheap and the second one is sheep. Here is a difference between the two, CHEAP, but the spelling of sheep are SHEEP, but the pronunciation will be cheap, sheep. The next are chip, ship. B part, there, there, and the second part is they are. C, steer, stare. D part, ear, year. early, yearly. E part, far, for, fair, fear. So students, you can easily understand that there is a little bit difference between the pronunciation of these words, and the spelling are also little bit different. But you have to learn the spelling and the right pronunciation, because with a little bit changes you can do a lot of mistakes of spellings. Now students, we move towards the next one page. This is page number 20, and the second one activity is given here. Choose a word and say it aloud to your friend. Can he or she spell the word correctly? This is an activity. As students, you are at your home nowadays and not going to school, you can do this activity with your brother or sister, and you have to choose a word and you have to pronounce it rightly in a loud voice, and your brother or your friend will spell it out correctly, and you have to help that friend or brother or sister that whether they have spelled rightly or not. Now look at the part third. Do you have grandparents? Where do they live? What did they do to earn their living? Do they still work? Think about your grandparents for a few minutes, then tell the others in your class a few interesting things about them. So, look here, students. Here, the pictures of grandparents are given. This is the picture of grandfather, and this is the picture of grandmother. And here, some questions are given, and you have to answer these questions. So, you can compose a very good piece of writing. Do you have grandparents? First of all, you have to tell us that whether you have grandparents, whether they are alive now, and if they are alive, then where they live, what they do to earn their living, whether they are still working or your father or your uncles are helping them. Think about your grandparents for a few minutes, and then you have to write some interesting sentences about this. This is a creative work and you have to do it. Now we are going to do part E, that is composition. Here is a statement that have you ever made anything? What did you make? How did you make it? Why did you make it? And who did you make it for? Draw a picture and write about it. So students, you just have to think that have you ever made something? So you just ponder over. For example, you just think that have you ever made any wish card for anybody? Like on Sunday, 21st June was Father's Day. Did you make any wishing card for your father? Or you have prepared some gift for your father or your mother? Or on Teacher Day you have did something? So you just think about anything, or maybe you made any dish for your parents. Whatever the thing is, you just think about that. Then you have to write down that what did you make, and the process of making that thing. You have to write about that, that how you have make all that things. Then you have to write that why did you make it, what is the purpose of that thing that you have done, whether it is for anybody else, whether you have made that thing for yourself. You have to tell us about that. Then whatever you're making is, whatever the thing you have made, you just have to draw a picture and then you have to write about it. So this is very interesting activity and you have to do that activity at home. On this page 20, there are three activities you have to do it at home, and I hope so that you feel that these activities very interesting. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.